Here is another question from test 2015, Unit 1 functions. Write the equation of inverse of the following functions. F of x equals to x divided by 5 minus 3 and g of x equals to x plus 5 whole square plus 1. I'll show you different ways of solving these questions. For the first one, f of x equals to x divided by 5 minus 3 is a straight line, and we can actually find inverse of the function by reading the problem in the reverse way or applying the operations in reverse order, right? So for the function, what do we have here? We have x divided by 5 take away 3. So what we can read this is x divided by 5 and then you take away 3. That is how we can read it, right? If we reverse the order, we can find inverse function, right? So what is the reverse order? From this side, reverse of minus will be plus and division will be multiplication, right? So reverse order will give us f inverse of x, which will be add 3, right? And then multiply by 5. So that should be your answer, right? So that is one way of doing it. The other standard way is we could always swap x and y and then solve for y, right? So let me show you alternate way, right? So that is our method 1, right? Reversing the order. And now let's do method 2. Method 2 is this is y equals to x over 5 minus 3. So we'll write this as, instead of y, we'll write x equals to y over 5 minus 3. So we swap, right? We swap x and y. That is the first step, correct? And then solve for y. So we can solve by bringing 3 here. So it becomes x plus 3 equals to y over 5, or we get y equals to 5 times x plus 3, correct? So that means f inverse is 5 times x plus 3, correct? We get the same equation. Perfect. So that is how you do it, right? Now the second question, which is g of x equals to x plus 5 whole square plus 1. So let's swap and then find the inverse. So to find the inverse, first step is always swap x and y. So this is y equals to x plus 5 whole square plus 1. Let's write it as x equals to y plus 5 whole square plus 1. Now we'll solve for y. So bring 1 on this side. X minus 1 equals to y plus 5 whole square, square root it. So whenever you square root, what should you do? What should you do? Plus and minus, okay, equals to y plus 5. And now you can bring 5 this side. So it's minus 5 plus and minus square root of x minus 1 equals to y. So we can write g inverse of x equals to. Now remember, we are having plus and minus, correct? So it is not really a function. So be careful. We are writing g inverse of x, but it is not a function. So we'll write inverse of this function is equal to minus 5 plus and minus square root of x minus 1, right? Remember, this is not a function. This is not a function, okay? Remember that part. Okay, strictly speaking, we should write just g inverse. We should not write g inverse of x. So when it is not a function, it is advisable just to write g inverse of the given function, right? Which will be minus 5 plus minus square root of x minus 1. Now try this reverse order. It says x plus 5 whole square plus 1. Plus 1 reverse is minus 1, right? So first you do minus 1. So let's do it with reverse order, right? So if you do with reverse order, what do you get? So we are saying g inverse is equals to, first you do minus 1, right? This is minus 1, so we get x minus 1, and then you square root it. Instead of square, reverse square. Remember, whenever you do square root, you have to write plus and minus. And then it was plus 5, right? So obviously we have to write minus 5 as the inverse. Do you see Reading it in the reverse order, finding the inverse is probably the most efficient way of finding inverse of a function, and it always helps, especially in multiple choice questions. I hope with this you are well prepared for your own test, and I wish you all the best to get at least 90 plus. Thank you and all the best.